Welcome back to Hot Topics here at Contemporary Black Voices. So our hot topic today is Don Lemon's dismissal from CNN, abruptly dismissal from CNN because of the way he took on a right-wing East Indian racist.
Only after their Second Amendment rights were secured.
They were not secured their freedoms after the Civil War. That is not, you are discounting Reconstruction, you're discounting a whole host of things that happened after the Civil War when it comes to African Americans, including the whole reason that the Civil Rights Movement happened is because black people did not secure their freedoms after the Civil War, and that things turned around. People tried to change the freedoms that were supposed to happen.
And you know how they got it?
War
They got their Second Amendment rights, and they actually got, the NRA played a big role in that. But today, down the
NRA did not play a big role in that.
Trained black Americans how to use firearms.
That's a lie. That's not. The NRA did not play a big role in that.
Co-host.
Okay. There's some talk that he was dismissed because of the way he went after that guy. But if you notice, one point in the interview, he goes off on his producer. So stop doing that. And I'm thinking maybe that had a lot to do with it also.
I think it's a combination that CNN is starting to lean more right-wing. And when President Obama became, when Barack Obama became president, many of these news stations, CNN, MSNBC, and others, they had a large hiring of black journalists and spokespersons. But now it's leaning more toward the right-wing side, and we're seeing these dismissals, and Don Lemon was part of that dismissal. Now, what I think, that two things happen here. Yes, he told Massa to leave him alone. That he's talking. He told Massa, leave me alone, I'm talking. Whoops. And then he did get into this spat with this, what's his name, Vivek Ramaswamy, who has said some things about black folks, and he was correcting him. And so telling Massa, no, I'm talking right now, leave me alone, I'm trying to talk. That probably tipped the iceberg plus the argument.
Well, okay, don't you think, aren't you being just a little unfair to the producer? No. Isn't that there? No?
No.
You don't think so?
No, because if you look at it, let's talk about Don Lemon's journey. He has said some things about black folks that, that I did not agree with, but nobody was talking in his ear to shut up. But he's talking to this guy who's saying some things that are historically wrong, but Don Lemon's saying, don't leave me alone, I'm trying to talk. Do
you think it's more his demeanor that they're trying to calm down? Because he's getting pretty excited in that interview.
Well, I would have probably gotten excited if someone was sitting up across me just lying up a storm. He was talking about, the Civil War was designed to free blacks.
Oh, we know that guy was ridiculous.
Yeah, I probably would have been upset also. Could he had, if Don Lemon could have handled that same discussion the way the Honorable Louis Farrakhan handled an East Indian woman on the Phil Donahue show, where he smiled the whole time, telling her off, that would have been kudos for me. But I think that Don got caught up in a situation to where, and we can't forget that he talked about women, what did he say exactly about women?
He said that Nikki, that lady,
was in her prime. Something about she's not in her prime.
Right. Because she attacked
Nikki Haley.
Nikki attacked older men. She said you should have to take a competency test if you're 76 years old. And he was protecting, I guess, he made the same comment, which was both of them were ridiculous, that women at 51 should have to take a competency test.
So I just think that he just got caught up in a series of events. But I think this particular event was the one that did it.
I have a take on it, and it's kind of partially goes along with yours, but I think they were going to get rid of him because CNN has been trying to attack with the right. And I think what happened was I think CNN started taking a look at their numbers. Because, and the reason I say is because you have a number who they built their brand on being in the middle. And so Fox got caught with their pants down, basically, with the Dominion voting scandal. And you have texts that come out where you have Tucker Carlson saying, how long do I have to listen to this guy talking about Trump? Oh my God, he's lying. You have all the rest of them. Laura Ingraham got caught in that text stream. There was a lot of them that got caught in that text stream that were disparaging their viewers and disparaging Republicans. And I think what happened is they lost a lot of viewership that went to CNN. CNN saw those numbers, and CNN was trying to grab those viewers. But and I think Laura Ingram's gonna be shown the way out. Everybody in that text stream is gonna be shown the way out because Rupert Murdoch is gonna do damage to control, but he's not gonna replace them with middle of the road journalists. He's gonna replace them with the crazies.
So as long as Laura Ingraham was saying about LeBron James dribble and shut up, they're okay.
They're
with
fine.
that.
But once she starts saying that about Trump, people start tuning out because people don't want to be told that they're stupid. People don't want to learn that they've been manipulated. These people on Fox were saying that the election was not rigged. And so basically Rupert Murdoch is getting rid of the apostates, and he's going to bring in people who are real true believers in the gospel of Trump. So what you're gonna have is you gonna get ready for the Steve Bannon show and the Stephen Miller show, and so I think that was an opportunity to fire Don Lemon because they hid it. They were thinking they can hide it under Tucker Carlson's firing.
So are you saying there's a connection between the two?
I think there's a connection because they were trying to hide that underneath the Tucker Carlson firing, and they're gunning for those voters that left Fox. And as part of their conservative.
Wow, that's
what I think
there, brother.
And and CNN might have purposely brought in Vivek Ramaswamy, knowing how insightful he is, and
insightful.
Not insightful, but he can incite.
Okay.
He can incite a lot of folks, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And so knowing that about him, knowing Don's personality,
Set him up.
it was a perfect storm.
Yeah, they could have hit. Like I said, they were going to get rid of him because they want those conservative viewers, and they're not going to get him because soon as Rupert Murdoch brings out the Stephen Miller show, they all run it back to Fox.
Do you think it's Senior Murdoch or the son?
No,
Senior
it's
Murdoch.
Senior Murdoch. He's still running the show.
Senior Murdoch.
That's what, 90-something years
He's still crying about that almost
80.
$8
Yeah. And he ain't done yet.
billion.
He got another suit he got to deal with.
Yeah, he's about to lose.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you believe that CNN is moving to the right?
They're trying to move to the right, and getting rid of Don Lemon is part of that. Those people see the numbers, and they saw those people abandoning Fox and drove. Because remember, Fox committed the sin of they criticized Trump. They said the election was not rigged. I mean, those text messages and emails just went all out there. They lost a lot of viewers that they weren't going to go to MSNBC, so they went to CNN. CNN saw those numbers.
Now, let me ask you a question. What you're saying is that came out in the trial, that they really didn't, yes, but not what they were saying on air, because on air they were saying, Trump is the guy, we're like, and then behind the scenes they're saying this guy's an idiot.
That's exactly what they were saying. On those text messages, those emails, this Tucker Carlson said, how much longer do I have to put up with this guy? He's lying through his teeth, talking about Trump.
Right.
And so when you have them criticizing Trump, you have this text stream going back and forth with him and Laura Ingraham and who were the other? It was a couple of others, right? That were on that text stream.
Sean Hannity.
And it was Hannity, and they were just going hardcore against the MAGA voters, against some of their guests, against Trump himself, against the big lie. I mean, those texts and emails were incredible. So I think they lost a lot of viewers.
So do you think you'll end up with these people over at CNN?
I think a lot of them went to CNN. No. I mean, CNN, if they're stupid, they'll bring in Tucker Carlson.
Well, you say they're leaning that way.
They are leaning that way, but I mean, he is, I think that they want to attack right, but that's a big shift to the right.
Well, if he went to CNN, he would be able to really take that, be out with that position his dislike for Trump. And wouldn't that be kudos for CNN?
I don't know. That's a good.
It
That's a
depends
great
on what
question. But
game they're playing.
Oh, CNN?
But remember, he's already trying to redeem himself. His first statements after where he was saying, "I didn't know," and once I got stepped out of the, he only been gone for a day. Once I got out of, yeah, remember that. And once I got out of the media bubble and I'm able to see things, and they're really good Americans out here, and everybody's not an enemy of each other. He's already trying to redeem himself. So he may be trying to position himself for the next network.
Oh, he could go to News Nation.
Or now.
Yeah. Was that Newsmax or something like that?
Newsmax, yeah.
Yeah, they would love to have him over there because he's going to bring a big audience.
But you know, I was listening to someone interviewing him after a show, after some type of show, formal affair, and I like Don's attitude. He says it's going to be okay. Right now I'm going to go on vacation. I haven't done that in a while. But we'll see where this goes. And what I think is getting ready, this is what I'm predicting. Roland Martin is going to have some competition. I think he's going to start an online show.
An online show.
What if he goes over there with Cuomo? They were close at one time.
Or
You don't think
he may end up going to one of the mainstreams. You may
I tell
see
you
him
what
on
would be
ABC,
really nice
CBS.
if Tyler Perry and Byron Allen are talking about buying BET. If they brought Don Lemon at BET, that would be very good.
It would, but his audience is larger. Yeah, it's larger than just a black audience. He would probably.
And I'm saying, but that would be good. Yeah. That would be good for BET because they're going to take, I would think and hope that they would take on a new persona if they have new owners.
Well, maybe grill, but out BET, they don't do anything of any substance at all.
They used to when
They used to, yeah,
when they
but
had
they don't
Gordon. What was that guy's name? Gordon.
The
something?
news,
Yeah.
They used to do a Sunday show
Yeah.
where they discussed.
But they've got away from that. So now I think they need to come back to that. And even if they were to find somebody who could promote black, like you're talking about, that would even be better. But they've got to do some kind of news.
I think he'll be on either ABC or CBS.
BET doesn't do any news, do they?
Not now.
They show all these crazy movies.
Right. Maybe even the mainstream NBC.
Because Gail is moving over to
CNN.
CNN.
Her and Barkley.
No, she's not going to leave CBS, she said.
Yeah, she's going to stay. They're going to do both. It's going to be a once a month show, I think.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
But they're paying her $12 million.
Yeah, and Barkley $100 million
Good grief.
to do that show. Barkley's entertaining. He really is entertaining.
He is, but good grief. And then, so no, Don Lemon he's gonna go get his payout. That brother's gonna go get his money.
Well, let's get back to, are we saying, I think you're not saying, is there a distinction between going to the right and being racist? Is there a distinction?
At this point,
Uh-oh.
I mean, at this point, I you know what I mean? I don't think so. I mean, the same way look, the same way they use urban for being black. Right, to say I'm right is the same thing as saying, you know what I mean? I'm all in for you know what I mean? So no, at this point, I don't think there's a distinction.
So they have some pretty good, Frederica Whitfield, is that her name? She's been in CNN for a long time. And she's pretty.
But you don't see her that much.
She's on the weekends, right?
Yeah.
Is that the one that she did politics? She covered a little bit of election for him. She was the she looked kind of like a little young black girl that was.
No, that's
not her.
what's
What's
that?
the other one?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. She's doing every now and then she'll do the noon show on CNN.
Oh, okay.
So are they going to get rid of them kind of blacks and get some Candace Owens people?
They'll bring in Candace if they could.
Oh, see,
CNN?
No, what you would call it? Wood. Fox. But
you're saying now CNN is rival.
They're trying to
rival for that crowd.
They think they can get that crowd. They think, but they can't.
CNN bought in Candace Owens.
Oh my
that
gosh.
would be a wrap for fall.
You think so? Because I think, because some of those people, they're so racist. They would even, I don't even think they wouldn't even tune into Candace.
Wait, well, you said it'd be what for Fox? Are you saying if they bring Candace on
To
to
CNN,
CNN, what
right.
will it be for Fox?
It'd be a wrap for Fox.
Why?
Because she has a strong following also. And although I don't agree with everything that she says, she can stay sometimes pretty much in the middle to where she's not offending anybody. And I think CNN's going to try to play that middle section strong, but every now and then step on the wild side or step on the right side.
This has been quite a day because you just said Candace Owen is in the area where she doesn't offend people.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay,
Every
you
now and
say-
then she'll ride in the middle, right? And then she'll go on over to the right, to the deep right, and then come back over.
But she's always offended us, hasn't she?
There's some things that she has said that I agree with.
Oh my goodness. This is quite a day.
Like with the
This
Kanye
is quite a
stuff.
day.
So she agreed with Kanye, and I think that was good for her. But what I will say about Candace
What
Owens,
did she agree with Kanye with? That was cool.
For what he said.
what he said about was it that movie?
Which?
The movie, it was he and Kyrie Irving,
Oh,
you know,
Oh yeah.
Negroes,
The Negroes.
Negro,
Oh, okay.
right.
Oh.
So, and when Kanye was talking about Jews and so forth and whatever, she seemed to kind of agree with him. She didn't go and say Jews.
Right.
Okay, so she didn't offend anybody. But the point that I wanted to make is that I think she works for a evangelical, like church college or something like that. So my thought is that those evangelicals, which I got a real problem with, who are Christians, and they want to control, they want to be on the Trump side. And I don't understand how you can be Christian-like, but yet and still be against black folks.
Or even then, you got a dude who's been, I mean, he's under indictment for paying a stuff. I mean, so you have to understand the hypocrisy of the you have to understand the hypocrisy of the Christian right.
Right.
This guy's been married and divorced multiple times, and he was messing with the next wife, but he was still married to that wife.
right.
And so
Got the maid pregnant.
all kinds of grabbing women by the private parts. And
Right.
so, but the evangelical right they just love him to death. He's the Messiah to them. And so you have people that are saying Trump was sent by God from the far right.
Okay, let's go to closing comments. Since this was your show this week, you go first. Closing comments.
I think that I don't really have a closing comment, but I will say that we as black folks need to take a deep look at the Nation of Islam and decide what we can take from them and what we cannot take. But right now, the black race as a total has nothing to go on for ourselves.
Okay.
But the Nation of Islam seems to have that.
Okay. Doctor?
I have to agree with Chris in that too often, because we're not quoting the Bible the same way, we dismiss a lot of possibilities. And so I have to agree that the nation has a lot to offer if we're willing to listen. And I think they'll listen also if we can bring substance to the conversation. But to completely dismiss them, I think we're missing opportunities to grow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, I'll say the same thing I said at the end of the last segment. Just reach across and build those bridges. We are in this together. And so our common factor is who we are as a people. And so regardless of sexuality or religion or creed or anything else, we need to reach across the aisle and build bridges and build that unity and look out for each other. As far as Don, I want to say, Don, take that vacation and get your paper.
Okay.
But also, though, happy 1 year anniversary, birthday to Black Life Texas.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
So phenomenal job to Carl. The paper's is not only here, but it's growing.
Yes.
And so we have some great contributors to the paper, and some really great articles coming out, and we look forward to that growth and look forward to you walking that journey with us into the next year. So again, happy anniversary, great job. We have to give it up to Carl, Linnell, and everyone else involved. But I think that's it.
Yeah, and Melissa Monroe,
Melissa does a fantastic job as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. This was a good show. This was a good show. And next week we're going to have. It's getting close to Mother's Day, so we have gotten some quotes from folks, precious moments with their mother, and we'll read them next week. In the meantime, this is Contemporary Black Voices again telling our story our way.